And right now we want to take you live to Scarborough. That's where mayoral candidate Anthony Furey is making a campaign announcement. We'll listen in live.
I'm so excited to share with you today my platform for my campaign to be the next mayor of Toronto. Now, it's been a great honor, a great privilege to have been a newspaper columnist, a broadcaster for the past 12, 13 years in this amazing city. I've gotten to know people from all walks of life, all corners of this city, understanding what they love about this city, and also understanding their concerns. I'm also the father of our 3 small kids, 3 boys, 5, 7, and 9 years old. And I gotta tell you, a lot of people are worried about the future of this city. One of the reasons I'm running for mayor is we kind of grew tired of hearing people talk about their concerns with this city, how it wasn't working out for them. Young people saying they're not sure they have a future in this city anymore. Young people saying that they're tired of going to the parks and the playgrounds and having to scan them for needles before they let their kids play. I've had that experience too many times as a parent, haven't we? We've had that experience a number of times. Very frustrating to see these issues of decay. People on fixed income, seniors talking about how the affordability crisis is just not working for them. They can't pay any more for their grocery bills. They can't pay any more for their taxes. I've also heard from so many seniors who say they used to go downtown for lunch, to see a show, for dinner. They're not doing it anymore. They don't feel safe anymore in this city. And that's sad, because I love this city and I'm committed to it for the long haul. I know a lot of people are talking about moving out of Toronto, but I'm a fighter, I'm here to stay, and I want this to be a better city for my family and for all families. So what's happened to the city that we love? That we have these concerns now, that folks of all walks of life in this amazing city feel like Toronto is starting to slip, that it's less of an attractive place for people to buy a home, for businesses to invest in, to grow the local economy. Because we can't share the wealth if we don't first build the wealth, and we got to do all we can to bring more investment to Toronto, create more jobs and opportunity. And yet we face crumbling infrastructure. Oh, by the way, the infrastructure is apparently so crumbling that those people who don't want to put road tolls on the Gardiner, the rest of them just want to tear it down. No, I don't think so. I am not tearing down the Gardiner. Crumbling infrastructure, gridlock, fear of situations on our subways, crime, messiness on the streets, on public transit, bike lanes that are making things so difficult for people and blocking ambulances from getting by. What on earth is going on there? Everyone's complaining about those bike lanes. Needles in the playgrounds, like I said. Tents in parks like we haven't seen before. Broken trash bins such that the basics are just not being done anymore. The potholes just aren't getting filled like they used to do. I love this city, but unfortunately, Toronto feels like a city in decline.
Yes, it is.
And this is unfortunate, because I had a great carefree youth in Toronto. I loved going all across the city, gallivanting all around. I bicycled all across Toronto without a single bike lane. I managed to do it then 20 years ago. I don't know how they can't do it now. And I think right now we have a clear choice in this mayoral election. And now is a time for choosing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And here is the choice that we need to make here. The choice that we are compelled to make as citizens of this city. Do we want Toronto to go further in the direction of those heartbreaking scenes we see from American cities like Seattle, San Francisco, downtown Vancouver? Or do we want to say, no, we have to put a halt to that decline. A better way is possible. Now, I also think there are 2 clear choices in this race. Now, I'm no longer a political commentator like I was for many years. I'm now on the other side. I'm running for office. But I've seen some of those commentators out there on their panels say that there are 2 politicians out there who are very authentic, who are true to themselves, who know what they think about this city, know what they want to do. They didn't create their policies in focus groups or through polling. They created them because they're passionately what they want to do, and these people are rooted by conviction. And those two people who have two clear visions for this city are Olivia Chow and myself. Now, I think we know the other candidates running against me for mayor have been in positions of power, positions in this city where I think they kind of caused a lot of the problems that we have seen right now. But I also think that a vote for Olivia Chow is a vote, and I'll leave it up to the commentators to say how you describe that, far left or socialist, I don't know, whatever the term is. I think the direction that Toronto would head in under another option could be a direction where we see more drug injection sites all over our city, worse traffic, a bike lane on every single person's driveway, pretty much. More money taken out of your pockets, highways torn down, basically Toronto in further decline.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's Olivia.
Absolutely.
Look, but I am not here to talk about someone else's candidacy. I am here to talk about my vision, and I know the vision we all share for a brighter future for Toronto. And that is why I am proud to announce my platform, A City Worth Fighting For. And as Mayor of Toronto, my commitment to you, my priorities to you are that I will hire 500 more police officers. To have a more visible presence of law enforcement on our streets, on public transit, in our communities. The Jewish community currently pays for private security because they are underserved, yet they pay their taxes as well. People on public transit, they're paying taxes, they're paying their fares, and yet they go, what on earth is going on here? Right now, people fear that as they walk down the street, the next person who turns the corner could be a criminal, a troublemaker who does them wrong. I want to change things around, the attitude in this city, so people think, so the bad guys think, the next person who turns the corner could be a police officer. And you know, we're suffering from a classic case of cause and effect. People say, Furey, 500 police officers, that's a lot. It's not a lot. That just brings us back to what we were at in 2014. We've gotten rid of police officers, and now they can't respond to calls, they can't deal with these issues, and that is really what's going on here. Now, I have also pledged, and this is an issue that I think, wow, the numbers show that like 80% of people agree with me, but there's like 2 or 3% of people who really get passionate about this in the other direction, but I don't care. I'm going to stand up for the regular folks and say, no more bike lanes on major roads. And a lot of people say, how are you going to be able to do that sort of thing? You know, you bring those out and you know what they do. They light their hair on fire. They hold up these placards calling you awful names. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go home and sleep like a baby. Because that's what this campaign is all about. Common sense policies that regular folks all across the city, right here in Scarborough, North York, Etobicoke, the things that they want to see in their city. That's what it's about, standing up for the silent majority, for the hardworking people who are just too busy working, paying their taxes, stuck in traffic, looking after their kids, to go down to City Hall and cause a stir and cause a ruckus. It's time to take back the city from those fringe activists and return it to the regular, decent people all across Toronto. Now, when it comes to the crime on our streets and on public transit, I got to tell you, one of the sad realities about what's going on right now is that so many police officers and health professionals tell me that these random attacks that we're seeing on our streets, the vast majority of them actually relate to the drug crisis. People who tragically have lost their way in life, are troubled in the drug crisis, and they're causing so much of this violence on our streets. And yet City Hall is committed to creating more drug injection sites, They're committed to creating more injection site facilities in shelters all across the city, all across the suburbs, and they're committed to pushing more of those City of Toronto logo-covered crack pipes and crystal meth pipes that taxpayers are paying for. Unbelievable. So as Mayor of Toronto, my pledge to you, my pledge to all the citizens of this great city is that I will phase out the drug injection sites, replace them with treatment centers, give these people hope again in their lives, and clean up our streets for all our families.
Okay, we've been listening to mayoral candidate Anthony Furey releasing his campaign platform in Scarborough this hour at a hotel, really saying there are two choices in this election. It's Olivia Chow versus him. If you choose Olivia Chow, he says that Toronto will be in more decline as it's on the path to right now. He's pledging as mayor to hire 500 more police officers. That's 100 more than Mark Saunders has pledged, and saying no more bike lanes on major roads. He says he's going to do it and go home and sleep like a baby, and then finally pledging to phase out drug injection sites and replace them with treatment centers.